So there was over 70 different cities today that had protests going on around the possible war the U.S. might be starting with Iran, as well as to condemn the Trump's extrajudicial assassination of Qassem Soleimani, the leader of Iran's Revolutionary Guard. So this is an article from Common Dreams. Let's see what they said about these protests that happened earlier today. Thousands of people in dozens of cities across the United States on Saturday took to the streets to condemn the Trump admin's reckless acts of war against Iran and demand that the U.S. withdraw its troops from the Middle East. From New York City to Chicago to Arkansas, more than 70 other locations around the U.S., demonstrators rallied against the assassination of Iranian General Qassem Soleimani, a move that sparked widespread fears of another catastrophic Middle East war. So here is a rally and march that took place in Chicago. And here's from Twitter, somebody's DSA. A pretty good turnout. Lots of enthusiasm, some good songs. Good stuff. And then here's at the White House.
No peace! U.S. out of the Middle East! No justice! No peace!
U.S. out of the Middle East! No justice! No peace! U.S. out of the Middle East! No justice! No peace. So that was in D.C. There's Philadelphia. And here's one of the protesters, Morgan Haji, an Iranian American who attended a protest in downtown Boston Saturday, said, quote, "It's not just about my family, it's about people. It's about people here, it's about people in Iran." Definitely. So I went to the rally that they had at a park in Seattle earlier today, and that was definitely a point one of the speakers made, was that, we have a lot more in common with the everyday working class people of Iran than we do with the people that are trying to get us into this war. The military industrial complex, or the billionaire class, we have a lot more in common with the people that they were telling us to hate, the Iranian people and their government, than we have actually have in common with the powers that be, if you will. And quote, "And nobody wins in war except defense contractors." Definitely. And so let's check out some pictures from the Seattle one. I'll move this over here real quick. Cold, wet, and mad. Sideways rain and recycled anti-war signs in 2003. No war but class war. And actually, it was a pretty decent turnout at this rally in Seattle. Like that person was saying, it was pretty cold and windy at one point. Thank you for the Answer Coalition and everybody else that helped put it on, and you could see it was on the water too, so that didn't help, but pretty decent turnout, in 70 plus cities across the US. That's, pretty impressive considering this, was mobilized at the last second, but, it does show that the, citizenry of the United States does not want the U.S. to get into another, needless and horribly destructive war in the Middle East like we did with Iraq. We're still in Iraq for F's sake, along with, Afghanistan. No war, stop the U.S. war machine, U.S. troops out of Iraq. What else we got? Veterans for Peace. They had somebody speaking there. There's also somebody from DSA Seattle, as well as Socialist Alternative. I was standing close to where these people were, I think. Maybe not. That's kind of a cool picture, rain or shine. The working class can end war. All right, so just a little video about the 70 plus protests that were taking place around the country today to protest, Trump's extreme escalation and aggression towards Iran. Let's hope these protests will have some effect and that, the US doesn't further escalate tensions that could very well lead to a war that we definitely don't need. The people of the Middle East don't need. Our environment doesn't need it. Only thing it would benefit would be the military industrial complex, but that's okay if they don't benefit for once. Peace, love, share your thoughts in the comment sections down below.